Hey David, you're on the internet.
Hello and welcome to Family RPG. I'm David Leonard, your game master for once again Star Trek Adventures. We're back after a small hiatus. The mission today is called Biological Clock. Remember, guys, last time you went through that forest of the night, and you found a triple and a bunch of robots, and you disabled their security system and all that stuff. Now we're moving on. So, Captain's Law. The ship is proceeding through a little explored sector of space, according to our orders. This region was mapped and surveyed 40 years ago at long range, but that mission gathered only the most general data of nearby systems and planets. And in any case, a lot can change in 4 decades.
Oh yeah, question. Did I have said I collected one of those triples?
Pretty sure you did.
That wasn't the one of the sterile triples, that was a different type, right?
As far as you can tell, they were all sterile.
Huh? Those were the sterile ones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something that was more plant related to on them.
Oh.
No.
No, it seemed like they were part of just the general ecosystem of they eat the plants, they fertilize the plants, and then the system just makes more of them.
Okay, they're a replacement for worms.
Yeah, worms, bees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically spread the pollen, spread the plants. Yeah.
Spread the pollen with their fur? They press up against the flowers?
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what bees got, little furry legs. They pick up pollen on their legs.
That's why I said that.
Yeah.
I pay attention in biology class. I like science.
Yeah, I know.
Science is cool. That's one of the main jokes that Red Letter Media has about Star Trek Discovery. All these different comments, like people who write for that show do not understand Star Trek in terms of science is cool. They even have Spock saying that. It's like, no.
You know this phrase, I like science.
I like science. Like, okay.
What Spock would say that? I don't care how half-human he is. He wouldn't phrase it like that. I have an appreciation for the sciences. You know, he might say it like that.
Yes.
I have not watched it, and I don't plan to.
Exactly.
Okay. The bridge hums with activity as officers at computer consoles go about their duties, as stars streak by at warp speed on the view screen. Suddenly, an alert rings out from the long-range sensors. The reading shows strengthening tetryon bursts emanating from the planet Octara 4. Tetrions occur naturally only in subspace, making these readings particularly strange and worth investigating.
Hey, at least it's not tachyons this time. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Yeah.
You're slightly less interested.
So we need to.
First, let's give you a level 0 task so you can start gaining some momentum.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Do
we want to share these? No.
Yeah, those are more specific control commands for whatever console, both on the ship and on away missions. Gives you some idea of what you can do.
Security.
Your security.
That's me, yeah.
I don't know.
Communication, internal sensors, and I guess I'm dealing with the ship most, so. Helmet navigation, I guess I'm that too. Commanding.
Commander? No,
Commander?
he's not the commander.
Engineer.
Engineer.
He's an engineer. Do you have an engineer?
Apparently not.
I had 2 commanding officers.
Okay.
No matter.
Well, spread this stuff out. Surely someone is able to do
Communications and internal
You got
systems.
2 of those.
helm and navigation.
Well, I literally have the ship stats over here, though.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna do
Send me the sensors.
Sensors. Gotcha.
Communications.
All right.
I don't know, didn't we have other ones that were more specific to the...
I think that was
I
it.
thought he was good for commander too. Commander would be.
That was his previous character.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, he
the
died.
pre-gen, and we
He
found
died
out that
very-
commanders are pretty much useless.
Okay.
But if you specialize in engineering or security or science.
Well, there was a book that I had years ago, because I was obsessed about Mars, and one of those about a book about how to colonize Mars, and it basically made the suggestion of using a Star Trek point of view, you would never really need a Captain Kirk. You'd only ever need Scotties and McCoys. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Fix the things and fix the people. You don't need anything else.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a couple Spocks
Captain
here and
Kirk's
there.
are just management.
Exactly.
And we know management.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
So, let's get a. Control and con to the difficulty is 0 to set a course.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I did want to point out, if you're going to colonize Mars, you do need a Captain Kirk style character.
Personality, yes.
No.
No.
Population.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was meaning by his personality.
Yeah.
Yes. That gets him there. Okay.
Yeah, if you read Red Mars, Blue Mars, Green Mars, the scientists, and they can.
You were too young to have wrote this.
I was.
Yeah.
Okay, so control and command, I got
Yeah,
16.
Yes.
Sorry, do control and con,
Control and contact, yes.
still 16.
Uh-huh.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Okay, you get 2 momentum. So you
We get
their
there.
warp speed to approach Opera 4. So,
Whooping.
if you want to make a sensor suite of the Tetrions, it's going to be a reason plus science, assisted by these sensors plus science.
Sensor
I got
science.
13.
With a difficulty of 2.
I've got 13 also.
You go for it.
What has he got?
He's doing the ship.
Oh, he's doing the ship?
Then you know I don't do anything reason.
Okay. 2 successes. I got a 13. Is that matching? Matching as a success?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 2.
Our advanced, okay, I got 15, but the sensors only have 13. But we do have advanced sensors which reduce the difficulty by 1. Yeah, it still doesn't help.
Still didn't help. No.
Alright, alright.
Oh, well, you
Sensors
managed.
didn't help.
Successful task deals the following information. The Tetrions originate from a multitude of sources scattered across and within Optera 4. The vast majority of Tetrions appear to originate from under the planet's surface. The Tetrions occur in repeated patterns, which are then answered by nearly identical patterns at a local level. These call and response bursts are increasing in frequency. So what does that tell you?
Dude.
Can we shove it to the translator?
Anybody have Morse code?
It bursts out calculations that maybe are language, but it's just at this point just mathematics.
Can we shove it to the calculator?
The ship's database reports that a Federation survey mission charted the Optera system and 6 planets roughly 40 years ago and found no evidence of advanced civilizations. Accordingly, the system was not heavily explored. Optera 4 is a Class M world with 3 moons and a diverse climate. The planet likely supports an abundance of animal and plant life. The database offers no further information about the Optera system.
You would think, like, you know, the population of the Federation is so huge that between all the different races, that if there's an unpopulated M-class planet, somebody should just go report it right from the bat. Like, dibs, okay, we're there. Good colony.
So, because this will mess with things and sounds fun, can we use the deflector to copy the frequency and send a sequence of prime numbers back at them?
You're going to use your jury rig to try to figure this out?
Huh? That's not
Engineering,
really
the jury rigs for fixing it.
Yeah.
We'll do reason and engineering then. Difficulty of 2.
2.
Computer assist. That's the computer assist. Can the computer assist?
Sensors and engineering.
That's what engineering, alright.
Oh, I get to use the benefit of the sensors?
Yeah.
The computer sensors.
When I'm assisted by the computer or the sensors, I get to reroll a d20.
Okay.
And there's another one. am I programming or studying a computer system?
No.
Okay. I only get to free reroll. Don't get to add that.
Well, the computer yet again missed by 1.
Reroll. 2 successes.
Okay. You find more detail in general about the planet. That it has
By
white.
broadcasting?
Well,
It only gives them so much information to give us.
I was trying to communicate.
It's doesn't respond.
Okay.
Should have taken what you got. More information.
Alright, let's do another sensor sweep with reason plus science. Assisted by the ship's sensors and science.
I'll do this one.
Finally, a success for the computer.
Yeah, let's reroll that for free. Success and a 1. So, yeah,
Total of 3.
3.
Alright, 2 momentum. Okay, so class M world onto a wide range of organisms and climate types, several oceans of liquid water, nitrogen, oxygen atmosphere appears breathable to most humanoid species. Sensors detect no cities, road networks, or industrial activity. However, the sensor sweep does reveal some interesting readings. The planet's core has achieved an entirely liquid state that creates regular subspace inversions, allowing for stable formation of solenogen throughout the planet's crust. Solenogen, like tetraons, usually occurs in subspace. In addition, the sensor scans reveals a mysterious power signature operating on the surface of a landmass, indicates the presence of some kind of technology in the middle of an otherwise uninhabited desert. An enormous concentration of tetraon bursts is located in a vast subterranean cavern, which is connected to a tangled network of tunnels running throughout the planet's substratum. Smaller, more localized readings indicate some tetraon activity near a major mountain peak. Anomalous readings near the planet's core show a blind spot that reflects sensor scans back to their point of origin, possibly containing shielding technology.
Interesting.
When you said 3, did you count my 1?
No.
Okay, so there we go. It's 4 then. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
So, what species is it not hospitable to?
Just says most humanoid species. Assuming if you're part of the Federation, you're probably good.
What? No.
We don't know.
No.
He's not technically part as a species.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Organism. That's who you associate with. Okay.
So, the desert and the readings in the mountain range can be easily transported to. However, the highly concentrated tetraons in the subterranean cavern would require a task to transport to.
Now the tetraons, you say, are in regular patterns and bursts. So I'm assuming that there'd be periods when the caverns would be free of tetraon radiation or whatever it is.
Or lower concentration.
Certainly, yeah. So we could time our transports. But yeah, it would be more difficult. Okay.
So, where would you like to transport to?
Do we not want to take a shuttle?
The middle of the desert, where this energy source is.
The desert? Okay. The whine of the transporter fades and is replaced by the roar of a harsh, burning wind.
Wait a minute, I'm asking you, would we not want to take a shuttlecraft?
Oh. Let's say we're in
We're
space
taking the
suits.
shuttlecraft so often.
We're in space suits because we don't know what the...
Yeah, and you know what? We survived each time, so...
Yeah? But you don't trust the transporters?
Well, I'm not McCoy, but...
I practically am. And besides, I wanted to spend a point of momentum to bring along some pattern enhancers.
Okay.
Dilbus come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
One of the
Something-
transporter fades is replaced by the roar of a harsh burning wind, cracked and sun-bleached rocks litter the otherwise flat surface of the desert, which extends to the horizon in all directions. After a forest, 3 pale moons hover overhead in the cloudless sky. Roughly 50 meters away, you can see a tall tower bristling with electronic instruments.
I'm from an ice world. Do not care for this.
Is it a dark tower?
Are there 2 towers?
No, and no.
So I don't need to call Lieutenant Roland?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
As you approach the tower,
Yes.
emerging from the ground like an orange bubble is a dome of crackling energy, a force field. Trapped inside the force field, a large insectoid creature with 6 spikely appendages and glowing red eyes sit atop a strange mouth-like orifice surrounded by short tentacles. Another seemingly identical creature circles the tower a short distance away and thrashes its pincers against it in a useless attempt to free its companion.
Doctor, what is that?
I don't know. It isn't in my database.
Xenobiologist.
Xenobiology.
Identify.
But.
What about your tricorder?
Okay?
You have it upside
You're
down.
scanning yourself!
There you go.
I had to make sure I was here already.
Reason and science. With a difficulty of 2.
Okay.
Actually, it'd be a difficulty of 3 because you've never seen these things before.
Reason and science.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, but xenobiology. So I get through extra.
It would
Yes.
it would help
Medicine.
if you rolled
Medicine. Oh, medicine.
low enough.
And low one.
Wait a minute, what was the things? Reason and
Science.
science. Oh, I
Not
only
reason,
got 3
medicine?
in that. You got better in that?
Wouldn't we reason medicine?
Medicine.
Well,
Alright, medicine will work too.
oh,
Or
good.
would identify the species?
Sure.
All right.
More of an
So what does
autopsy.
xenobiology get me though?
If you're able to roll 5 or below, it
Okay.
counts as a double success. But
They got 2 successes.
yeah,
Can I
Anyone kind of
assist?
system? Yeah.
Reason and medicine?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. These creatures are called opterans.
Opterans.
Yep. Insectoids that can shed their skin and fly and may travel to all across the planet.
Are they sentient?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, one seems to be trying to help the this is another one.
Yes, apparently the ones between the one outside and inside this force field are a mated pair.
Well, yeah,
That another race set up this force field to catch this opteran.
So it's a bug trap.
Any indication as to what the source of the force field is? Is there a generator, force field generator?
Do a reason plus engineering on
That's
the
me.
tower.
That's you.
Difficulty of 3. As you see this, the free opteran flying towards the tower and apparently trying to operate the tower's controls.
No!
Momentum to reroll?
I'd have to reroll both. Right, so
You got no idea.
are there any local controls for the thing, or is it just at the tower?
It appears to be like the opteran, the free one, is apparently able to understand that the tower's controls are what
Okay.
control
Well,
the
someone's gotta
force
get
field,
some.
but it is unable to manipulate the console with its appendages. It's like
Aha.
pointing to it, like, help, help.
Right, engineering failed. Security?
What do I shoot?
Reason and engineering.
Just to figure out.
I asked, what do I shoot?
You don't shoot anything.
I'll turn off the shield.
Reason and engineering?
Yep, difficulty 3.
My 2 worst! No, doctor!
I got
Crank the
13.
phaser to max!
13 there. Okay, I'll try it.
Hey,
Hey.
2!
2. And not success, but a 2.
Is he interrogating? Oh, you have hand. Oh, you're not using your hand
But,
phaser.
no.
Okay.
But that would have only gotten me 2. You want to assist?
Fine, yeah, I'll assist. Oh, 6! That actually got me there. All right, one success for me.
So
So
we
2
only have 2
successes.
successes. So we buy one with a.
All right. Good news. You managed to remove the force field over the creature. Bad news. Now a force field is over all 3 of you.
Oh, wait a minute.
It changed its
We're
targeting?
standing?
Yes.
Well, but we're at the control panel. Is the control panel inside the force field?
No.
That was a clever trick.
The other force field was meant to capture the larger bug creatures. This one is you're just in front of the panel, and it just shields right around you, so you can't access the panel.
Okay. We have to analyze this force field, see if we can at least communicate with the ship. It's okay.
Can we get a signal out to communicate with the ship?
Everything's scrambled.
It's back on the force field. Okay, can I shoot something?
You can try.
Oh no.
Roll a daring and security. Or no, control and security.
I'd say it's daring.
Daring and security is supposed to be for melee.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be melee all of us, and he fires and
2 successes.
it bounces around.
Okay. Well, you do a little damage, but I need everyone else to make a fitness and security.
I hate you.
Well, yeah.
As the phaser fire ricochets.
I got a 1 and a 3.
Okay, you
Oh, yeah.
make it. You're dodging
got-
it like
Yeah,
perfectly.
I got 3.
And I used quantum physics to calculate where it would be.
Where is? Wait a minute. How many?
Sure.
How many?
Did I succeed?
How many?
You only needed 1.
You only need 1. Well, I get a.
Okay, well,
a
that's
point
okay.
of.
I got one.
I get. I had 3 altogether, so I get.
You got 1
2.
and a 3, so we got
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay.
2 successes. Yeah.
You did do a little damage. You think that if you were to continue firing on the force field, you could disable it, but everyone else would have to keep dodging your fire.
Can I try using the pattern enhancers to get us out?
Any signal is scrambled in and out.
That's one of the
Point of the force
pattern
field.
being enhanced.
But can I rig them to disrupt the force field?
You can use one to
I
try.
want to use Star Trek Technobabble
Okay.
to reverse
Daring-
the
daring
polarity on the
engineering.
force field.
Daring and engineering to overload the force field.
Since this is transporter technology, can I use my focus?
No.
What are the bugs
It's
doing?
literally
now?
what we're doing.
What are the bugs doing now? Are they having?
That's
Good
3
time.
successes.
Wow. You can't get any more
Transporter.
momentum, but yeah.
Yeah, I got a 1.
Okay. You disable the force field.
I'm assuming I lost my pattern enhancers?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Still worth it.
So what are the bugs doing now?
The bugs start to emit a series of brilliant colored lights from their mouth-like orifices on their faces. These lights take on the form of roughly circular bands of pulsing radiation. Tricorder scan shows the energy signature created by the radiation is identical to the tetrons detected by the ship's sensors. Moreover, if 2 or more octarines are present, and they respond to one another in the same call and response patterns the crew may have observed from space.
So it's possibly a race that is native to subspace?
That uses tetron radiation to communicate.
So they must be sentient.
Not yet.
Which is why you couldn't translate any of them.
No.
Because Starfleet's never seen a language
That
like
mode
this.
of
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah, there's nothing to base it on.
Sounds like the movie Arrival.
That's why I was trying to use primes.
Yeah. Never saw that one all the way through.
Rival?
Yeah.
Good.
Only got halfway through it. We're at a friend's house and he turned off the TV. It's no time for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah. Okay.
So as you wander, they kind of follow you around, kind of curious, it seems, but obviously you have
They're not attacking. They're
not attacking. They have no way of
Actually,
really
we did them a favor, releasing them.
communicating with one another, but
Do we have any method of our own means to generate Tetrion particles?
I can technobabble a means. So we need something that interfaces with subspace. Communicators.
Communicators, yeah.
There's something.
And maybe wire it up with the
The phaser.
chronometer for syncing the signal correctly. Sure, this is sounding legit. And using the electron microscope for emitting from the multiple capacities you'd have to do that. So rig those three up. Yeah, they get replaced at the end of the
You
adventure.
didn't
if it
bring all
dies.
that stuff down.
Oh, yes, I do.
No.
I carry that stuff all the time.
You got a
You
bag
got
of
a
holding?
backpack.
You
Yeah.
got a bag of holding?
Chronometer's going to be about this big. Portable
Uh-huh.
electron microscopes, handheld.
Portable. It was in the
Really?
name.
Oh my gosh, I never heard of it. Okay.
well, you're going to have an opportunity to translate in the next chapter. So
Yeah.
But I want to rig my communication device.
I want to
So,
talk to him now.
We're looking at the tower. Is there some way to get into the tower?
apparently the tower is pretty much just the controls for the various force fields in the desert.
Huh.
Can we tell what it's composed of?
You said it was radiating energy.
Is it stone? Is it metal?
It's metal.
You want
It's
electro?
more Tetrion emissions.
Uh-huh.
Basically, it's like a
Fly trap?
Bug trap. Yeah, yeah.
It's attracting them
Yeah,
to
it pulses and they respond to it like, ooh, pretty, you know.
So we can change it for communication purposes.
Yeah, good.
If we access the interior.
Is there any writing on it? Any,
Writing on the wall.
I mean, there was a control panel. Are they labeled or just
No,
random controls we pushed to?
This is the original series. They were just like colored buttons.
Yeah.
pretty much.
How the dickens did we
Eventually, the
activate it?
posture of the Octarans begins to droop. Their movements will slow from exhaustion. If you attempt a tricorder scan at this juncture, you can see they're beginning to undergo a major change in their biology.
Oh.
They stop communicating, they curl up on the ground. Cracks in their exoskeletons appear. They begin to be pulling free of their old skin as they metamorphose. If you want a reason plus science, difficulty of 1,
Reason plus sign?
yeah.
Well, I guess I can try that. I'm 13.
Ooh,
I
that's
got
a
a
one.
1. I got 2 successes.
Okay.
And it's xenobiology, so it's
Yeah.
Reason-
You
reason
can't get
plus-
any more. I mean, it's...
Okay.
Once free of their former exoskeletons, the Opterans look much the same, though their new exoskeletons glisten in the sunlight. They also grow a pair of translucent wings and their backs initially appear shriveled and weak. The Opterans remain motionless for a time as they gather strength. They eventually fly away together to a secluded location to mate and lay eggs.
you know all that.
Well, you know, it's
Way of life.
familiar.
Yeah.
Since you got so many successes, they communicate with one another by emitting Tetrion radiation, manipulating the frequency and wavelength of the radiation to create a syntax and vocabulary. They also propel themselves through space by discharging Tetrion-based energy in a way similar to an old-style space rocket. Centuries ago, their native subspace manifold experienced a prolonged period of turbulence, causing many members of the species to seek refuge by passing through a spatial tear that connects the subspace with the substrata of Optera core through the unique properties of the planet's molten core. For generations, the Opterans passed freely through the spatial tear to escape periodic outbreaks of subspatial turbulence, treating Optera 4 like a safe port in a raging storm. Over time, they built a vast network of tunnels beneath the planet's surface. It changed when the Cavians discovered the Opterans and the potential energy supply their naturally occurring Tetrion emissions could provide. Cavians built a dampening facility near the planet's core that permanently closed the spatial tear by flooding the area with polarons. Now trapped in Optera 4, the Opterans developed an unusual life cycle adaptation to foil the Cavians seeking capture them. The speed at which the operatives implemented their application suggests intelligence, as does their complex multi-tetra-based communication. The operatives spent decades in a period of immaturity in their underground communities, constantly emitting bursts of tetrons to illuminate the dark caverns with their little flashes of light, amplified by Opter 4's naturally occurring salinity and desert deposits. These immature nymphs resemble large insects with 6 million appendages, large red eyes, steadily bodies, covered with thick brown exoskeletal plating. The Opterans return to the planet's surface in one massive migration every 74 years. This migration relies on strength and numbers to prevent the camping collection ships from abducting more than a small fraction of the population.
By cicada.
Yeah, ensuring that most of the Opterans will mate successfully and give rise to a new generation.
Oh, wait a minute, they're doing this only on this planet.
Yes.
See, they're
They were in subspace.
yeah,
In
right.
subspace
right.
turbulence, they were able to go through a tear
Yeah.
through.
So what I think our goal is to illuminate this this device that's plugging up the subspace hole so they can go back home.
I'm sitting here impressed you got all this from looking at a cocoon.
It's amazing, yeah. Yeah.
Does it say how we're supposed to have gotten the information?
Probably analyzed the cavern and found this other energy source that was closing up the.
Eventually, but I can't give any more momentum. So.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to take some momentum for giving it to us?
Well,
You earned 3. You already have
Okay.
6. So I was like,
Okay.
I can't.
anyway.
No, I'm saying, did you want to take some for
Well,
giving
no,
us
yeah.
information, or was that okay?
Would you quit giving away our?
I'm just trying to play fair.
Eventually, it's good. We're going to need it.
You're gonna need it.
Yeah. So anyway, so we found it out because we were able to scan very close to the planet. We were able to scan the caverns better. We found this other energy source.
You can spend some time with this, an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot of history you got there, though.
Yeah. Well, some of it's supposition. Something that the
Mature
logical way-
Opterans mate the eggs and take flight into the cold reaches of space in search of a spatial pair capable of sending them back home to their home in subspace. The eggs they leave behind hatch, the new generation of nymphs burrows underground, beginning the cycle anew. The Alien Federation survey mission scanned the region, passed through during a point in the Opteran life cycle when the creatures were underground, leaving the surveyors a mistaken impression the planet was uninhabited. Opteran lifespans stretch almost indefinitely as long as they're allowed to be recharged periodically near some sort of energy source. The Opterans believe the planet that leaves the planet rarely linger near such an energy source for long, however, due to the nearly irresistible biological propulsion to search for a new spatial pair. Nearly all of the Opterans die after weeks or months drifting through space at subwarp speeds.
So they don't really get anywhere.
No!
No.
Sounds like if we get a subspace weapon, we could just rip another tear and they'll be happy.
Send them to-
Well, going at warp, doesn't that damage subspace?
Yes. Especially at exceedingly high.
Yes, indeed.
Anything over 5, I think, causes problems.
That was the traffic limit given, yes.
So you're saying we go back to Earth, we get the gravity drive, and we really screw things up.
I mean, I didn't go that far in the conversation, but obviously you got there.
So you want to go to the mountain peak or the subterranean cavern next?
I think the subterranean cavern sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay, that's going to require the beaming. It's going to be a control plus engineering with a difficulty of 3.
With my transporter focus finally applied.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Assisted by the ship's sensors engineer.
Oh, I'm assisted by the sensors, you say.
Yeah.
Well, that's a free reroll.
You can still roll pretty horrible.
Success.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay,
So we got 3.
I didn't even get to use any of the rerolls or.
that's fine.
The total 3 then, right? Or,
Yeah,
You made
3.
it.
What needed 3?
well, I don't know if he's saying 2 in total or total 2 for just for himself.
2 for myself.
Okay.
Hold on. That was sensors. Okay.
You stand along the edge of a vast cavern. Brilliant flashes of kaleidoscopic light assault your vision at the instant you materialize. The light seemed to emanate from dozens of outcroppings made of crystal. In the instant the lights flash brightest, you can see the motionless shapes of large insect-like creatures clustered around the outcroppings. There appear to be hundreds of these creatures in the cavern. Contrasting sharply with the psychedelic light show, the chamber is eerily quiet. Want a reason plus science to scan the crystals?
You got it?
I only got 13 on it.
That's what I got.
Okay, what do you got?
I'll
Less.
assist you.
8.
Scan the hip.
No.
Hey, natural one.
I got 2.
Okay. You determined that the crystals are selenogen-based, just as the octarines are. The selenogen deposits seem to provide an ideal habitat for the insectoids.
Ah.
The creatures in the octarines seem to be too focused on their preparing their journey in order to even notice you're even there. So you just wander around. As long as you don't interfere with what they're doing, they pretty much ignore you.
They can meet any party, yeah.
Okay. So do basic scan, see if there's anything more interesting than a bunch of teenage octarines.
Can we find this hole that's being blocked by the...
The Tetraon light show suddenly ends, cloaking the entire cavern in darkness. Loud chattering sound fills the darkened chamber as the octarines begin to scale the walls and enter the tunnel network leading up towards the planet's surface.
Party's over.
Again, nobody tells me. Typical party.
You may wish to do a fitness and security to avoid the stampede.
Oh boy. Okay.
You dislike your engineer.
Mm.
1 success. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Okay. You manage to each find some outcroppings or rocks to hide behind. That's once the
It's a stampede!
stampede is done. Yeah.
All right. Nothing else.
You can do a reason plus science with difficulty of 2 to find out where they're going. Not only whether they'll emerge on the planet's surface, but through the ship sensors, see, you know.
Ship sensors doing what? Sensors and science?
Sensors and science, yeah.
Okay.
Reason and science.
Yeah. 1 success.
Sensors succeed.
Somebody-
No success.
Okay. They are sprawled by the thousands across a massive prairie filled with exotic plants. They shed their skin, they take flight. The swarm generates a nearly deafening buzz. Over time, the octarines begin to pair off to mate with the females before the females lay eggs. The mass migration has begun.
And then, like the praying mantis, all the men are killed.
Just takes longer than humans.
So much longer. I wouldn't know though.
Peering further into the chasm reveals one octarine nymph curled up into a ball, struggling to stay alive in the cold. The nymph
In the
emits-
cold?
Yeah, apparently the subterranean.
Oh, subterranean's
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm much more comfortable down here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. The nymph emits a weak flash of tetrions every few minutes to indicate its distress. Its injured legs won't allow it to climb out without help. The layer of snow and ice prevents it from burrowing underground.
Maybe it wants to go down or up. It doesn't like where it's at.
Well, apparently this one was just particularly weak and couldn't escape with the rest of them.
Technically, they don't have warp technology.
No.
People of society.
The most obvious.
Well, there's some warp.
Transport the nymph to safety across control plus engineering to difficulty of 2.
I could probably do that.
Yeah.
Then again.
Should I maybe re-roll the 20?
We got plenty of momentum, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Probably should.
Transported, but turned inside out. Yay, I succeed.
Got 2 successes.
2 successes.
Very good. You safely transport it with the rest of the octarines.
Now we have a copy of his signature.
The nymphs seem to be
Transported
born with an instinctual awareness of how to use their tetrion burst to communicate basic feelings and impressions.
Okay.
let's turn the Tetryon verse into sound, so we can hear. There's a certain something we can hear.
So,
We can tell.
Act 2, the language barrier.
Bless you.
We stumbled onto a mystery. Tetryon missions on Opter 4, an unexplored world, have let us investigate a sentient but intelligent native species, insectoid. Due to the unusual and unstable nature of the Tetryon, particularly in normal space, I felt warranted in sending away teams to discover and decode the source. Here's the Tetryon emissions video for communication with insectoids who have decided to attempt to translate these emissions. Any damage done by beaming down in relation to the Prime Directive will have inadvertently already been done, and so an attempt at first contact, no matter if it proves futile, should at least be made. Making the Universal Translator communicating with doctrines requires the completion of a gated challenge composed of 2 extended texts.
Extended.
Sure you want to set this up? You're like, let's set up this thing. Yeah, there's a process.
Yep, of course there was.
Yeah, what the heck? Gotta be.
The first is to employ the Universal Translator to construct a syntax matrix that deciphers the Tetryon-based communication and encodes it as audible language.
There we go.
This will allow you to understand the options. Doing so is a moderate challenge. This is what the Universal Translator was designed to do. Accordingly, the extended task has a work track of 13, a magnitude of 3, and a base difficulty of 3. The basic task is reason plus science.
Reason plus science.
Yep.
Who's got the science?
Not me. Stop even looking at me.
Yeah,
Security.
we're looking at you.
Will this be using the computer
Yes.
as the thing?
Yeah.
Yep. Because I think I'm the one that does the extended tasks.
Can the computer assist?
Yes, that's the point of the computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Reroll 1d20.
What
get
am I
an
rolling?
extra d20.
Sir.
What are your stats? I don't have a shit.
Computer and science?
Communications science.
Okay.
That would make sense.
All right.
That makes sense, guys. 12. 10. One success.
2 successes.
So you just got the base difficulty of 3.
Yep.
Work track.
It would be science, not my engineering.
Yep.
That's going to take a little bit longer. And we met this, so we have no extras to pump over into dice. Huh. One effect.
1. Okay, so your work track's down to 12 now.
Yay. We're not getting
Again.
breakthroughs on this one easily.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Failure. Huh?
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
we've got one
Here. I got 3 successes.
Okay. So it gives you another chance.
For 1, 2, 3.
3 more points. Okay.
Nope.
Free reroll. That's only 2.
Well, it doesn't appear to be any penalty for failing, so.
Except more rolling.
Yes, that's a penalty enough, I suppose.
Ah.
Roll. No. 2. 0.
Yeah. 8, 12, we got roll 15.
Alright, someone get over one here.
Ah,
Alright, one.
Wow. Let's do a momentum for one reroll and free reroll the other.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
both
need
20s.
double complications.
No. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Those dice would be perfect for D&D.
that's a complication with no successes.
The translator shorts out and all of your progress has been erased.
beam down another translator.
We're on the ship again, aren't we?
Run the ship. Beam up there.
Yeah.
Okay. start all over?
What would it take to make an autosave subroutine? All right.
Well, the next task is reason plus engineering, but you gotta get through this reason and
Yes.
science first.
Free reroll. 1, 2 here.
Okay.
That's 3.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ah. You got one.
Reroll. 2. So 3.
Okay.
1. Oh yes, 3.
Yeah, more momentum.
More 20s. See, this is why you need momentum.
Roll momentum. I will free reroll the other. 1.
1, 2. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Reroll. 1.
1.
Ditch dice.
Sounds like rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot.
2, 3.
Ah, you got
Ooh,
one.
Plus
add
one.
1.
Plus this one, so you got to get the
Yes.
momentum. Yeah.
Momentum.
No, it goes into a die.
Oh, right.
Ah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Let's do this some more. 3. You got 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
What are you down to now?
Reroll. 2.
One.
Plus 1.
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Natural 1.
Natural 1.
4.
2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6.
You don't even need that many. I'll just give
Just-
you
I'm rolling.
You earned this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2 momentum.
Breakthrough.
That's a break. You finally made a breakthrough.
Woohoo!
Next task.
It's 4 in the morning.
It has been several hours.
Yes.
As the other engineers are just kind of looking at you going,
Because we don't have a communications officer.
True.
All right.
So in order to allow the Starfleet personnel to speak the Tetraan-based language, the needed means of manipulating Tetraan radiation as the operants do. Linking the universal translator to an engineering tool such as a portable phase coil resonator will do the trick. Extended tasks work track 18, magnitude of 4, and base difficulty of 4. Basic task is reason plus engineering.
Reason plus
It may only
engineering.
be attempted 5 times, with limited timetable won't allow for thorough field testing before it's put to use.
What can I be assisted with?
Sensors?
Sensors.
Sensors this time?
On a computer?
Sensors and what? Sensor science?
Oh no, well, that,
Oh, well, yeah.
Say, sensors and engineering.
Sensors and engineering.
Okay. So still 12, so no difference.
But I need to get 4 successes per item.
Wait, we're using sensors? Well, we can reduce the difficulty by 1.
Right?
Because we have advanced sensors.
All right.
There we go.
What do you have 3 then?
Okay.
Now we're at least in the, as long as I
Plausible.
hit everything.
Yes.
Stop
And
rolling all
as
the
do I,
dice.
yeah.
Now I get the reroll, but I don't get the extra die.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
You know what? Let's use momentum at the start to get an extra die.
Okay.
Reroll that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And 1 for the extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, that's a breakthrough.
So much easier when you have a 5 in the number for these.
You still need another 3 breakthroughs. So.
You have to get another breakthrough?
All right, spend another
You
momentum.
either fill up the work track
Okay, yeah.
or get
Or
enough
do-
5s or more.
Yeah, okay. Maybe
Spend another momentum.
So we get another
Yep.
die.
Okay. Second attempt.
Okay.
Just barely, yes.
Reroll. Okay, that works. 3, unless any of these abilities possibly work. I doubt quantum or temporal physics is going to work.
No. No.
All right, so we have 4.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's another breakthrough.
And another momentum. If we're going in combat, at least we're going to be able to speak to him.
Yes. Oh.
0. I got 2 14s. It's 3 successes needed.
Yeah.
How much momentum do we have left?
You have 2.
We have 2. And how many more of these rolls do we got left?
2.
Alright, let me do my free reroll, see what that gets me. Scrub that. We can't do another one on that with 2 momentum.
Okay. We didn't
Next
ruin
one.
anything, but
No.
yeah.
Next one, spend momentum.
Okay.
Ooh.
Free reroll.
Yes.
3 successes. That's 4. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's just enough.
To complete this?
Yep.
Woo.
I like rolling dice, but
Mm-hmm.
When they mean, yeah.
Okay.
Figuring out how to apply the universal translator to Tetragon-based language transforms the crew's discourse of the operants from a basic exchange of gestures and body language to a relationship in which either side is capable of communicating complex and specific thoughts. To complete the challenge, gain access to a means of direct communication with the operants. This new device, which can be attached to a tricorder, records the wavelength and frequency of Tetragon bursts from the operants and translates them to audible speech. Conversely, the device also translates speech into Tetragon bursts that can be understood by the operants.
Doc, question. Does Tetragon radiation cause sterility? I don't want that. I
You already
found out
proven it doesn't.
it could be the alternate timelines. I don't know.
It seems like it's not good for you, but if you don't get into it too long, you'll be okay.
Okay. Can I get some protective underwear there, maybe, or something?
Sure. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
A direct inoculation might work.
Soon after you engage the operants with the universal translator, one of the creatures will ask for help identifying foreign technology discovered decades ago in their network of subterranean tunnels. The operants abandoned the tunnels near this mysterious machine in case it was dangerous. They believe the technology may have something to do with the hunters that all operants fear. The operants can provide coordinates to pinpoint the mystery object's location among a dense cluster of underground selenogen crystals.
Oh, were we able to figure out what the communication was that was actually above the planet?
It was just them flying out. Like there were ones above ground and below ground.
Okay. So it wasn't so much them communicating, it was just their travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So we go down and check out this alien tech, what they call it.
Everything's alien.
Yeah, well, maybe not to us. We don't know.
And this is the point where you normally get all the explanation of who the Opterans are and where they came from.
Right.
So
The hunters are actually
I've already read it to you.
Yes, yes. Okay.
All right. So let's go check out this alien tech.
Is this the tech that's plugging the hole so they can't go home?
It's the same tech that created the towers.
You beam into a dark cavern at the intersection of several tunnels the Opterans once used as a crossroads, but it's expanded. Protruding from the ceiling of the cavern at odd angles, a damaged hull of a small metallic craft. The canopy of the craft's cockpit hangs open, and its 2 seats appear to be empty. This must be the strange technology the Opterans are asking to investigate.
Ah.
You can determine using your science or engineering disciplines without even needing to roll. I mean, you can. It's going to be reason in engineering or reason in science. Difficulty is 0. Let's get you back some momentum here.
For sure.
2.
Okay.
I gotta remember to take xenoengineering.
I don't think that's is that a thing?
Xenoengineering principles.
Okay.
Basic understanding of non-terrestrial engineering.
The craft
It
is
should work.
outfitted with a laser drill on its front end and is likely designed to traverse the planet's crust. Examining the cockpit shows the craft has minimal power available in its auxiliary reserves. Powering up the instruments reveals the craft's propulsion, communications, and laser guidance systems were badly damaged by violent impact. Here's logs and mission briefings remain intact and may be accessed easily. The logs contain audio entries from a pair of engineers named Raymar and Silval, who worked for something called the Cavian Expeditionary Force. Their mission was to travel to a shielded installation near the planet's core to perform maintenance 74 years ago. They struck the cluster of slanching crystals and became stuck. The log entries grow increasingly panicked as the engineers report their communication system inoperable. After several days of waiting for a rescue that never came, they opened the cockpit door and wandered into the underground tunnels. Our supplies are exhausted. We have no other option but to take our chances outside. The final log entry reports. In our worst nightmares, we never dreamed we'd die hundreds of light years from Cavia Prime, buried alive in a distant world.
What is Caveat Prime? Is it part of the Federation?
Does the Federation know about this?
No. No.
Oh wow.
These are 2 now unknown races.
We've obviously translated their language.
Yeah, did they speak common?
Apparently they use the same method of communication that the Opterans did. At least they have some sort of written function of it as well.
So it's alien technology to them, but they could have read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can read the letters in French, but I don't know what it means.
Fair.
Orcs and dwarves use the same script.
Yeah. Oh, I understand that one better. Okay.
So, the Cavian engineering team mission was to strengthen the link between 4 captive Opterans and the power grid of a shielded facility built near the planet's core. Cavian supplied massive amounts of energy the facility requires by channeling tetrions produced by the captive Opterans. The Cavians constructed the core facility to trap the Opterans on the planet. The core facility contains a polaron generator that injects bursts of radiation directly into the planet's core, canceling the subspace properties of the Solanogen crystals and preventing the formation of a spatial tear. The core's facility's shield modulation frequency is 257.5.
Well,
2.7.5.
257.5.
Better write that down.
I'm not smart enough to write that down.
Oh, okay. He's not smart enough. Okay.
That makes more sense than what this.
Is it a shield frequency or?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we
Modulation.
tune our phasers to it?
Ooh.
Please.
I mean, if you have modulation, you just modulate your phaser to the same and it goes right
Yeah,
through it.
really.
Act 3. Enter the Cavians.
Oh, whoa, whoa! I want to tune our phasers real quick.
Oh.
Look at all these engineering skills.
Here you go, Doc. Tune me up.
We've made first contact with the race of intelligent insectoids on the planet. These creatures originate from subspace to use transform communication. We've also uncovered evidence that a second species visits the planet to capture the insectoids and tap their Patreon discharges as an energy source. These cavians have constructed an automated facility near the planet's core that prevents the insectoids from going home. A large spacecraft enters orbit, and the captain hails your ship.
So we're back on the ship again?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to the tactical console. I need to program a couple numbers in.
A massive cargo ship of alien configuration
Please.
enters orbit at open sailing frequencies. A stern-looking woman with large, widely spaced eyes and military-grade body armor appears in the view screen. I am Captain Sharama Kaladok, commanding officer of the collection vessel KES Fofaldrin of the Cavian Expeditionary Force, she says. This planet belongs to Cavia. You may return all Cavian property on your vessel and withdraw from the system immediately. We tolerate no interference with our harvest. Soon after the main ship enters orbit, a dozen shuttles detach from the massive cargo vessel and make their way to the planet's surface.
Maybe you should fire a shot across the
Sensors
bow.
show each shuttle has a team of 6 Cavians aboard.
So apparently they know when the migration hits, so they can do their harvest. Now that just
Where were they 74 years ago, apparently, though?
So what's the captain doing?
The captain's still on the main ship.
No, our captain.
Your captain.
Our captain.
Okay.
The one who's in charge. And
Yes.
I mean, I got no problem jumping in and letting him go to town with a modulation of 257.5.
I had no problem going to town.
The term you want is burst.
Well, the Prime Directive, Starfleet General Order 1, states that interference in natural development of less technologically advanced species is prohibited. However,
They are obviously war capable, though.
yeah,
And they are the ones interfering with an obvious sentient race, which we just recently learned to communicate with.
And also interfered with. So the Prime Directive's been thrown out on this mission.
okay.
Kirk! He's here!
In spirit.
So I'm supposed to beam over and seduce the other captain? Is that how we're going to win this?
I mean, in the body armor, I think it's my opportunity. Just looking for a warrior.
Oh, that.
Well, there's the option to negotiate.
Well,
She intends to capture and transport as many operants as possible because her people's economy and society depend on tetrons for energy production.
Slavery's bad, okay?
yeah.
Yeah, and this
Asking her to abandon her mission requires a persuasion task with a difficulty of 6.
task. 6. The ship can't help. It doesn't have any talents for persuasion. Sorry.
No.
Persuasion.
Using
What kind of role would
social
that
using social tools, however, can change Kaladok's thinking.
I doubt it.
I have martial tools.
You have the social phasers. They get spread around.
Yeah.
And we can donate some photonic gifts.
Yes.
Why not make say reason and security? Difficulty of 2.
I don't think any of us
Okay.
want to do that.
Okay.
I mean, wait. That's 12 for me.
15.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Ooh,
2 successes.
that's sexy.
And is 1 interrogation or anything?
No.
Boy.
Okay. I got 2 and a
Geobiology,
3.
genetics,
Yeah.
athletics, handbaiters.
Yeah. Okay. I got really good numbers.
You believe that if you're able to provide enough solid evidence that the Octarans are a sentient, intelligent species, that you might be able to persuade Caladoc to not treat them like cattle.
Now this is a little logical. If these Tetron radiation particles,
They just see it as
whatever-
energy. They don't see it as communication.
Well, yeah, but if Tetron normally only occurs in subspace, and this just happens to be a quirk of nature, this planet allowed subspace to emit those here. But do these people originally come from subspace?
Here's a question
The
for
Capians, no.
Yeah. Well, then how do they get to rely on this energy that is only available normally in subspace? It doesn't. It sounds to me like it's a recent development for them to depend on this energy.
The Capians are a spacefaring race of humanoids who annexed Octoro 4 roughly 400 years ago, attracted by the Tetron burst used by the Octarans to communicate. Quickly realizing the value of the discovery, Capians began herding Octarans in large collection ships, linking the Octarans to their power grid, harnessing the natural Tectrion emissions as an energy source. The long Octaran lifespan made them an ideal source for sustainable energy. The Capians now depend almost exclusively on Tetrions to power the society
I
and
thought the
economy.
Optrions had to go back somewhere and recharge. They just don't have an
Any source of energy they can recharge with.
Oh, any source.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we lock on an Optrian on the planet to be there?
Well, sure.
Maybe even that one we helped that was injured, if we can do
Well,
that.
what he found out was, would reduce the difficulty of this persuasion to 5 instead of 6. Furthermore,
Right, but no, this is a question as part of a plan.
okay,
Are we able to lock onto one of them?
they have shields up.
No, no, no.
On the
The
aliens
Octarans.
on the planet.
Yeah, we've already done it.
Yeah.
We beat
Okay.
it out of the cave.
So,
We're able to locate one now, though. That's the question.
Oh, yeah. Well,
why don't we try and
Thousands of them.
pass their shields, bringing their captain over, disabling weapons as transporters are great to do, and have them discuss with the Optrian.
And we'd be the mediators between the two.
Exactly.
Why don't you do an daring plus engineering with difficulty of 4 to disrupt their shields long enough you can beam the captain over.
I have 12 on that.
And
They're
I got
engineering.
10 on that.
I can
Alright.
do a 15 on the daring engineering.
I'll assist.
We're going to need to spend a momentum.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
I'm very daring. I'm not very engineering.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got 3 successes.
Okay.
Can you reroll?
We're going to reroll.
Get this 4th.
Nope.
Right.
Oh.
What else can I do here?
Is this an engineering?
Got anything to reduce the difficulty? This is transporters, I guess. Kind of.
Oh, well, if you're letting me use transporters,
Yeah.
well, then I got 2, 4, 5 successes.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
I thought this was disrupting the shields.
Well,
Okay.
part of it that, part of it.
Okay, yes, I have
Alright.
transporters as a focus.
Okay. You disrupt the shields, you beam over the captain.
Uh-huh.
She's very angry.
Oh, of course.
Yes. And you also beam up one of the creatures.
The Optrian?
Okay, yeah.
No.
Octarans.
Okay. You're going to keep her happy, but still?
I'll keep her occupied.
Okay.
You're not a bard!
With her, I might be. I don't know. Does she look like she has any weapons?
After some time, she
She's on a bridge. She probably would.
she does understand at this point that they are sentient, intelligent creatures, but she still demands, like, we will let them go if you find us an alternative source of Tetrians.
Let me take a look at your drive systems and see what I can figure out.
Alright.
Either that or they could release their machine that's plugging up the
The
air.
Octarans say that they would happy to provide deliveries of Tetrons if their captors let them open the spatial tear and return home. Like, let us go through our normal cycle and we will give you the Tetrons. It might not be as many as you have right now. That is their offer.
Sounds good.
You know, I figure if we can just get them to have reality television with this, they'll get all the energy they need.
Get them all hooked off with this stuff.
Here I was thinking of finding a way to convert other energy using the translation device and just have it blink all the Tetron they need and say, hey, build these.
That would be a thing.
I'd also like to provide them the plans on how to build the translator so they can talk in future negotiations.
We spent so much time working on that thing.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to send it to the Federation,
Have it patented.
Vulcan Science Academy.
Who knows what other races we might discover that communicate with Tetrons?
Yes.
Well, with energy that we may not recognize.
This is true.
Yeah.
Ask for my gravity drive back. So one's willing to give the energy, the other will have it.
The day is
Still,
saved.
is there anything I can do to make their energy systems more efficient? This has to be a horrible source of energy when you think about it.
I mean, even if it's been only available for them for 400 years, yeah, if it's only, this is the one source they have for it. It's like if the world's oil economy only came from one location.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Exactly, we wouldn't depend on oil then.
Obviously had a source of energy before then.
We'd have other uses for it, but...
Or you can only get spice from one planet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Transport a worm to another planet.
There you go. It doesn't have to be M-class either.
No?
Okay.
So the captain tries to contact her crew on the planet's surface, but she gets no response. Like, tries to tell them to stand down, and they're not taking orders, apparently.
Do your crew not normally take orders from you?
Well, either there is some sort of communication interference on the planet, or they are fully intent on going through the mission.
But you command them. You're not a very good manager if you... You're right, commanders are useless.
Alright, they're sending, since they have some leftover crew on each of their shuttles, they're sending more shuttles down to try to negotiate with certain crews, but they don't have enough to send to every location they send a shuttle to. So she's asking you to, with, you know, proper notification, she gives you, like, you know, terms of agreement papers, because they're not responding. So it's like, well, show up, convince them with this. They may try to attack you, but...
That last part.
Will you blame us if we kill them because
No.
they attacked us? Okay.
No.
They're just disobeying your orders.
Yes.
Is corporal punishment?
Well, it's self-defense, essentially. You're trying to do a peaceful thing. They're not even willing to listen. Okay.
So, are you beaming down or taking a shuttle down?
I think beaming down.
Fine.
No. We could just beam them up.
Our communications aren't working down there, though. How would beaming work well?
We just scan for those life forms. If they really piss us off, we invert the stream.
I do find it so odd that communication's not working properly, but the transporters are fine. Different energy waves. I shoot things. Okay, let's go.
Okay. The Cavian shuttle sits next to an electronic tower that appears to control spherical force fields dispersed throughout the grassy plain. A team of 6 Cavian foot soldiers have just finished loading 2 Opterans into holding cells in the rear of the shuttle. 3 more Opterans are trapped inside force fields strewn across the grassland, awaiting transport onto the shuttle.
They're very good at manipulating force fields, aren't they?
They are.
You need to talk to some of that tech.
It's robots, I think, could have managed 257.5 force fields.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. He's already converted by phaser to use that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot them all. I'm
Well,
stunned.
first show them the
Well,
paperwork.
Oh yes, paperwork.
Okay. Make a
Ask questions, then shoot.
reason and command. The difficulty of 3.
I have 13 on that.
11.
11.
Yeah, I'm the
Or
commander.
presidency.
Presidency, I got
Or
12 for
reason
that.
or presence and command.
President.
12. You still have 12 as well.
That takes me to an 8.
Or no, you have 13, yeah.
Let's see. Okay, we got 12.
Yeah, just reasoning command. You're good.
Yeah.
All
Okay, I
system.
got 13 on that.
I got one success.
2 successes.
So 3 total.
All right, 3 successes. All right.
Too bad you're not interrogating them.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Keep it on stun.
But.
You just managed to convince them. So they unlock the holding cells. They turn off the force fields. They try to negotiate just leaving freely. So it's like, okay, we won't interfere anymore. Just let us leave. It's our equipment.
It's what your commanding officer told you to do. Why didn't you go?
They didn't get the message.
Okay. Well, they got it now.
Well, then go now.
Quickly.
Alright.
And you insectite, you go too.
Boink, 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 boink.
Well, we need to shut off that device that's plugging up
Yes,
the
the shielded core facility. You still need to go there and shut that down.
Yeah, we need to shut that down.
Well, can't they do it since they know how it works?
They set it up.
I mean, I'm all for just transporting you in with some shaped charges and
And
that
transforming
takes
it
care
back
of
out then too, right?
yeah, we'll set them on a timer.
You transport into a large rectangular control room filled with alien technology. Narrow windows on one side of the room cast a reddish-orange glow from the planet's molten core. In the center of the room stands the Polaron generator, a formidable metallic apparatus covered in flashing computer consoles. 4 thick cables snake outward from the base of the generator and connect to the metal boxes in each corner of the room. Every few minutes, the entire facility shudders as the generator whirs to life and injects a burst of Polarons directly into the core. Inspecting the cables and metallic boxes in the corners reveals them to be crates designed to hold captive Opterons and cargoes their Tetrions. A single sedated Opteron lies beneath heavy restraints inside each crate, viewable through small slits built into the walls of each device. The exoskeletons of the captive Opterons have faded to a pale yellow color. Their bodies have atrophied over the years. Needles and tubes pierce the exoskeletons of each Opteron, simultaneously keeping the creatures alive while harvesting the Tetrions they generate and transferring them to the generator.
Doctor, you may want to copy that technology just in case.
I'm just saying.
I think we're gonna.
It keeps people alive even when they should be dead. I mean, just.
This is at
Lab
the core of
purposes.
a planet where energy is overly abundant.
Yeah.
And to maintain a life is very inefficient for the energy you're going to get at.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like-
Is there not a way to use Polarons as the energy source instead of the Tetrions?
Just use the geothermal power.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much potential. Well, they can't really transport that too easily.
But how do they transport the Tetrons and Polarons? They use the bugs for Tetrons.
They basically fill the bugs as batteries and put
Yeah.
them next to each other to transfer the energy.
Yeah. It's just,
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyways,
we're horrified.
the machine can be shut down easily. However, doing so will turn off the life support system sustaining the current Opterons there. In addition, the shielding that protects the installation will fail once the generator is taken offline, destroying the facility.
Well, wait a minute. Now these Opterons there, if we disconnect, quit.
They will
sucking-
die and the facility will
No,
explode.
well, if we quit sucking the energy out of them, can't this generator run on some other sort of energy at the moment?
There are only 4 Opterons currently powering this generator.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're
It takes 4 Opterons 4 of these creatures to power an entire facility.
Apparently.
Dilithium's not looking too good here.
It's not that big of a. I mean, it's just closing up the
You could
tear.
do an extended task to separate them and safely beam them away.
Yep, figured that was the case.
It's going to be a daring plus science or medicine.
Well, I got the medicine card, but
Daring?
the daring is terrible.
Plus science.
I have daring medicine 13.
It gives me
I got a
13.
13.
I got 13.
The work track is 19, the magnitude and base difficulty is 4.
Can we all assist each other then? So you can have
Or
2
maybe just let the
assists?
4 die. I mean, we've already saved the entire race.
Each breakthrough safely free an Opteran from its prison.
Hmm.
While attempts that don't produce breakthroughs means that one of the Opterans did not survive separation from the technology.
Yeah, no.
You could just shut it all off and let them die.
Give me that translator. Do you want to live?
At this point, they're like, kill me. This is-
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's all we'd achieve.
Yeah, I think
I mean, they've
try to make it
turned
quick.
them into quasi-Borg here, so...
Oh no, it's Matrix. You know, they're in this little
They're using
cocoon
batteries,
and
yeah.
use the batteries.
Yes.
Hey, and you can take one of the corpses back with us.
Alright.
Oh gosh.
Set
I'll
it up
make
to...
yeah, daring and engineering
Just set it down.
to beam out before the whole place explodes.
Just
So
set
we
it
beat
off.
out one of the corpses too, then?
Why do
you
you
build-
want one of the corpses?
So he can analyze it. Surely the two of you can. It's able to, convert energy from one type to another so efficiently that an entire race base their economy somehow on their harvesting. So surely there would be some way to.
Kind of like Southern tobacco farms in the past.
Some way to replicate this in a mechanical sense instead of biological. That's what I'm trying to say.
Alright.
What part of their body lets them do that?
We'll beam it out.
Okay.
Alrighty. What's my difficulty?
3.
3.
And you're going to assist?
Alright. Daring and engineering?
Yep.
12.
That's all I got.
One success.
I got 10.
3 successes.
Okay.
So it's all 4.
All right. Managed to beam out safely.
And we beam out one of the critters.
No,
What?
No.
That's what I asked for.
Okay.
they're still thoroughly attached to the devices.
Well, can we have a detached one? That's what I'm saying. Like, you wanted to die
Force it
anyways?
to die. Yeah. All right.
Where is that for?
Beam
Yeah.
it out before it dies. You might save its life.
It might be more useful to you alive, but
Where's your foot?
even if you were to start a task and save one of them alive, it might be
Yeah.
more useful than a
You're not kidding!
There's a plenty of live ones out there anyways.
Yeah, our neighbors will give us some.
Yeah.
We can just talk with them. They wouldn't necessarily give us a dead one. We have a dead one now.
Okay.
Or soon to be dead one.
the
I'm very
facility
practical.
explodes, the spatial tear reopens, and the creatures finally make a proper journey off the planet.
Yay!
Okay.
We mostly saved them.
So the Opterans agree to return to the cavern every 74 years to supercharge additional crystals.
Willingly.
Willingly,
Yeah.
Okay.
as an exchange for the caverns.
So even though you enslaved us, we'll come back and give you the fruits of our labor every 74 years.
As long as you don't continue to enslave us.
They're very forgiving.
Yeah.
And basically paying off by slavery.
Yeah.
Well, it may be
If they don't get
Not
anything
that.
back, it's not commerce.
true, but they're getting back is their freedom. For 72
get it.
years, they don't have to mess with them. It's only once every 72 years, I think.
74.
74, whatever.
Yeah. So that's the end of that mission.
Okay.
I think it kind of wanted to force a lot of opportunities for combat, and like ship combat, on foot combat, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and I try to avoid it wherever possible.
But it's what I do! You don't like me, that's all.
I mean, you're the only one that's really good at it, and if you fail to do so,
Yeah.
then the fights take way too long and everyone dies.
There's that.
Yeah. Besides, Star Trek was always about avoiding the fight.
As
Well,
much as
the-
possible.
Not the movies.
Not the movies.
No, movies are actually.
There are action heroes there.
Yeah.
I did get the Star Trek Bridge Crew. It was on sale. It's a VR game,
Okay.
and it has the next generation add-on DLC to it. So it has the some ship from the Kelvin timeline, the original Enterprise, and the Enterprise D. So it has
Okay.
various missions, and it's supposed to be for like multiplayer VR headsets. You can even play it without VR, but the idea is to have these. You're the captain, the helms, like engineer, helm,
Successes.
con, or the weapons. And you switch between each spot if you're just by yourself. You can be the captain and automatically go, or order other people, or if you're playing with other people to
What do you
talk.
think of it?
Well, by yourself, it's very complicated. I haven't actually tried playing online with other players, just because I've only played through one mission by myself. I figure I might want to know better what I'm doing, especially if there's other. It
You've
looks
seen
amazing.
YouTubers do it.
Yeah, other YouTubers I've seen playing it, and
This
it's
is
got
PS4.
PS4. Yeah, it's
PS4.
also on
Wow.
PC and with Oculus stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
Or is that you can play also with normal controllers, although it's not nearly as immersive or interesting.
Huh.
Being able to look around, it's like I'm on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Right.
See.
Oh, you told them about Just Got Real?
Oh yeah, we did play Just Got Real. We had a test thing on the week that you were gone,
Okay.
and we had a thing with our family, our vacation Bible school, because John had played last year Dungeons and Dragons with the biblical theme to it. It was like, well, Just Got Real is even easier because it's just 66, and you're basically assigning points is how many dice you roll, and 5s and 6s are successes. And so it's very simplified, open. It's actually locally made game,
Okay.
and so we were able to play it for a while. The kids
What happened to the book?
kind of sort of got.
I had it. Wait.
I thought you left it in your
I
room.
found it. I found it. Right here.
Found it? Okay, good. Anyways, it's basically for like any sort of design. Even the character sheets there are just very short, very simple.
Name, look, player, stress.
And so it basically uses your abilities there, the enhancements or something, whatever they're called, to represent if it's medieval times, what kind of armor or weapons you have, if it's sci-fi, what kind of, or superhero, whatever kind of special supernatural ability you can just check off to re-roll dice or give yourself an advantage or whatever else.
Where'd you get it from?
It was from Belgium Comic.
Okay.
$10.
They had a good number of copies over there. They would cost like $10, right?
Yeah.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
Very simple, very interesting, and we played. The mission here was because they actually have like story hooks. So basically, the idea is that without any prior preparation whatsoever, you and your players can start within like an hour or so.
It didn't take us that long.
Not even that long. Not even that long.
the-
Half an hour. We had a mission going and
Game
a
Master
story.
really- really needs to look at the thing and maybe sketch out just the basic.
To have some idea of where to go and where
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Well,
because it's hard to think of that on the fly.
It kind of makes it the format of a TV show or a movie, which we've all seen enough TV shows and movies. So we all know the tropes of them. We all know
Rising
the
action,
pacing of it.
falling
and,
action,
like-
all that. Yeah.
so like we had a space western,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you went
the
to
hook
Mars
was
and you dropped off
spices.
spices, and you got
Yeah.
credits right off the bat, Martian credits. And
Yeah.
so they were spending them throughout different places, and they found this girl who had lost her memory. Apparently been forcibly taken by some device by the government.
The memory.
Did they have blue gloves?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Not wrong space western. Yeah. Of course, I had made this suggestion. Oh, maybe she had witnessed a murder, and Dave was like, "Crap, no, I can't use that because he suggested it." Why else
I had
would
to
she-
drag on the mission a little bit, straight into something else instead of the most common trope.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The best joke I think we had in the whole thing was just that we were flying the Juggernaut, which is basically a shuttlecraft, because the actual original Juggernaut had accidentally crashed into a moon,
Okay.
and you know, the Earth's moon. And so we were able to escape with what supplies we had, like our cargo, and ourselves on the shuttlecraft of it. So the escape pods.
The shuttlecraft is now called the Juggernaut, even though it's a tiny shuttlecraft.
Nice.
Yeah. Really, Juggernaut? Yeah, I crashed the first one. That's why he's flying now.
Sounds okay.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of like something like Risus or Fudge or another one of those systems.
Some Fudge, yeah.
Of course, when you're rolling with kids and you expect them to all be honest and truthful about how many dice they're rolling and what numbers they get. Like, I got this many successes, I got this many, it's like, really? Really? You're not even supposed to roll that many dice.
Then one kid went out to play this Deadpool, and it's like, it's supposed to be Vacation Bible School. Deadpool does not belong in Vacation Bible School.
And there was another girl
I mean,
who...
it's a resurrection story.
There's that.
But there was another girl who on the last night, the previous night, she was kind of acting up a little bit, similar to the other boy that he was talking about. But the last night, since the other boy wasn't there, she got like full reign of, I want bananas! Where's my bananas? And like, nobody has any bananas. Why do you keep interrupting the class with all this kind of nonsensical, stupid things? And so I just started staring at her. And said, stop staring at me, we'll stop talking about bananas. Stop staring at me, we'll stop talking about bananas. I'm going to make you uncomfortable until you stop talking about bananas.
I still want bananas. Well, you've got another 5 minutes staring at it. Yeah.
Apparently she'd been using some bad words and saying some other things that the elders and other members of the church were concerned that this visiting child and parent was like causing significant disruptions. And it's like, well...
Anyways, back to the role-playing game though.
Yeah.
Because we are still broadcasting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you know, the one person decided I'm going to be a cat. Another one decided they were going to be a bat. One of them was a bat girl, and the other one was outright a bat. That's how that worked out.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man, but I guess more like Man-Spider because she wanted to be more villainous and more Spider-like.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't really use any of their particular abilities. It's just kind of like, you're thrown into a situation, what do you do? I want to kill them all. It's like, well, you don't kill people. You rescue them and help them
You're
be
the
better.
good guys.
You're supposed to be the good...
And at least I put them against robots. So at least if they're destroying robots, well, that's morally okay.
Not if they're sentient. AI driven.
Very limited AI.
Well, it depends on...
They're Nazi robots.
If they have Intel processors,
Anything with Nazi in front of them makes them automatically...
Yeah.
Nazi robot.
Yeah.
Nazi prisoners. You just killed Nazi prisoners!
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
See, Dad, you gotta be careful with your phrasing.
Sure.
He will catch you.
Yeah.
One thing role players excel at is screwing other people's plans up.
With our phrasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, with their outbursts and whatnot, I didn't have it terribly well planned out anyways about which direction to go with the missions. So
Pretty much day of. Okay, well, how are we going to relate this to the Bible verses? There's one time where one of the elders like stood in the room for a few minutes and was like, well, best time to just go through the verses instead of playing the game. You know, a lot of other classes where most vacation Bible schools, coloring and other activities and arts and crafts and things, to keep the kids engaged and try to instill some sort of, Bible lesson
knowledge
into them.
Yeah.
It's hard to just read verses and discuss with children who are like, I like turtles.
Well, that's not what she said. I like bananas.
I like bananas, or
Yeah.
whatever else. Just
She said
random.
she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah.
Sounds like an interesting group.
Yes.
But that one Thursday night, we only had 5 kids, and we did the whole lifting thing with the board of wood. That was, probably the best night.
Yeah.
Because the other kids wanted to go outside, and said, well, none of the other pastors are going outside, so no, you're staying in this hot room, and we're going to study the Bible.
You should just let them make slings and practice with them. That works well.
They had little foam balls in
Somebody had made tiny cloth slings with a yarn and had a foam ball inside each, but they did not throw well.
Oh, I was going to say, the last one I made, I got about 250 yards off the thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, they can be made well. Yeah, this is just supposed to be a prop for children, so.
Yeah,
and
mine
not
was
to
just-
hurt people with, because the children are going to try to throw it at people.
Oh, yeah. I used to hurl it across the street, just off into this property. Till I cleared to the other side of the property, and I'm like, nope.
Oh,
Actually, I recently saw a YouTube video that was suggesting that the sling that David used may have more likely have been, rather than just the little pocket of leather with some string around it, but it might have been the type that had a stick that had the string and rope around it, and that could have had more of a force with it. It could have been easier to aim with.
Well, I mean, if he would have had the 3/4 foot slings, those things get velocity. I mean, they used them more than bows in the Roman army.
well, if you do it right, but you spin it up and let it go.
Not to mention, you can use a lead chunk.
Oh yeah. There was another YouTube video that we talked about finding lead bullets being thrown at a certain encampment in Scotland.
Yes.
And so they're questioning whether or not, with the Romans trying to invade this area, how would it have been done, and like, what method would they have used? Oh yeah, now remember, there were holes inside of it.
Yes, the howlers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yes.
know those. And they also made ones that were in the shape of acorns.
Yeah.
Because that was supposed to be luck.
Okay. And they were questioning, I guess, like why was it they were so specific in their design? Because all of them that were the whistlers, they all had exactly the same diameter, same depth. They weren't any deeper, they weren't any wider. Why was that? So they tried different shapes and sizes to find out. Okay, this interfered with the flinging of it at least. It still provided a very loud whistling noise that, yeah, if you heard it coming towards you, it would sound like today's modern missile. It's like,
And think of hundreds of those.
exactly.
And you have never seen it.
Yeah, it would be terrifying. So along with getting hit by a hunk of lead.
We will fire enough arrows to blot out the sun, then we go fight in the shade.
So yeah. I like slings as a technology.
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot of practice to get them to work right now. If you're going to get anything with it, of course.
The theme of the
The force ain't the problem, it's the accuracy.
Well, the accuracy, yeah.
The force comes real easy on those.
the theme of the lessons was the faith force. So
The faith
superheroes representing kindness and truth and goodness. Yeah. So
I went Star Wars in my head.
I actually Google searched for it and I found the VBS materials, but I also found another website that was basically bodybuilders trying to teach gospel verses. It's like, okay, this is different. I never seen this before, but it's force, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like, okay, if that brings in people, all right.
Well, probably about time to shut the stream down.
it is. So what's our schedule, John? We have
Oh yes, Jack messaged me yesterday, or just yesterday, today, to confirm that we were good to game tomorrow.
Okay.
We need to provide the food, that's all right.
Yes.
Yes. And I guess, yeah, we will be gaming with them possibly on Thursday, but then we wouldn't be here, so we
No.
wouldn't be broadcasting that.
So just tomorrow night, same time, same channel. We're going to be starting Acquisitions Incorporated.
Woo!
Be there or be square. So next time, happy gaming.